little thing is going to say we're here. I think we are live. I don't know how to find the chat though. Oh, here we go. Here we
Oh,
go.
mine's on the right hand side.
Here's the chat. No, that's not the chat. Where's the chat? I don't know where anything is anymore. Are you the chat?
Yeah.
Okay. I think I can't see other people's stuff, but it's fine. Whatever at this point. Hi guys. We're here to talk about simply filling, and we've had the most technological issues of all time. Why can't I see the chat? That's weird.
Don't know.
Can you see it?
Yes, I can see it. I can see a group chat. Oh wait, maybe not. Hold on.
Yeah, that's us. There's a way to see people talking in the chat, but
We're so
I know where that is. All right. Well, anyway, we're gonna go with what we're going with. Hi, Lou. Okay, so there are people in the chat. We just don't know how to see you. So.
Okay.
All right.
I just opened up the YouTubes on my phone.
Hi guys. Poor Molly has luckily I started this adventure 30 something minutes ago because we could not figure out how to get Hangouts to work, and I was like, you don't understand. So husband to the rescue. But Molly is here to help talk about some Simply Filling stuff. Simply Filling is a program we've done in the past. We did it. It started out as a collab that I was very much against so many years ago. I was so scared of it. I was like, no, that's the stupidest plan I've ever heard of. And then I fell in love with it. Now it's like my go-to happy plan.
Yeah. Ditto.
You're the one that started that collab, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And I was like, Molly, I don't know. I remember telling Celia, I was like, I don't know if I can do it, man. I was like, it just sounds like crazy. Like, I don't understand how you can not track points and eat however much you want and lose weight. It just doesn't even make science to me.
I think I had to convince you. Did I have to convince you?
And yeah. I tried to back out. I was like, I don't know, man.
You did. I do remember this. I can't remember where I put my keys, but I can remember that I talked.
That's because we had brains back then. That was before babies, so our brains worked correctly at that point. Hi guys.
Speaking of brains, I have to say something really quick.
Okay.
So I hope he doesn't hear me.
Okay.
Chad won the Coach of the Year from the United States USPTA, so United States Professional Tennis Association, Coach of the Year for the Florida division. And I went and congratulated him today because the news came out today. He goes, I already told you this. I was like, I know, but it's official now. Like I had to play it off.
No, but you don't understand. Like it's an official big deal. So now we got to talk about it again.
Right.
See, brains don't work. I keep telling my husband that too. I'm like, I don't remember what you said to me 20 minutes ago.
God, no. I'm afraid I'm going to forget the baby somewhere at this point.
I double checked. That's why I'm glad I have that same mirror that you do in my car. Like even when I'm like, is he in there? Did I leave him on the side of the road someplace?
Somehow we make it through.
Somehow they survived, and so did we. But yeah, so we're going to talk about Simply Filling 101, just like the basics of what you need to know to do Simply Filling successfully. A lot of people have a lot of questions about it. You know, it's a program that's not supported anymore, so it's kind of like the
redheaded stepchild.
Yeah, it's the lost sheep of the Weight Watchers community, and I'm so bummed that they got rid of it.
Yeah.
I feel like it hurt no one. It was causing no problems. and then they just got rid of it. So Molly came and she was like, hey girl, I know you're kind of back into it. Would you be interested in some Simply Filling? And I was like, yeah.
Yeah.
It's like my plan of choice. So the last time I did Simply Filling was in February. I lost almost 10 pounds that month doing Simply Filling. So I'm pretty jazzed because Mama's got a fitness swimsuit in a month and a half. Oh. And we already know you fit in a swimsuit and you look amazing because we saw it today.
Oh, thank you so much. That swimsuit was like, oh, I couldn't believe it.
Isn't that amazing when you find like something that you're nervous about purchasing, or at least for me, swimsuits are nerve-wracking, and then you get it and you're like, oh.
I didn't even try it on the store. That is like not like me.
I mean, that's a unicorn. That's a unicorn.
It is, honestly.
So. All right, guys. So we wanted to make this video as like something we could refer people to because we're going to be doing all like, you know, cook with me's and like daily vlogs and all that stuff, mentioning Simply Filling. And there's lots of questions and it's much easier to just be like, here's the playlist than it is to answer that every single time. So Molly, do you want to start off the questions and we'll right into the 101s?
Yes. So we wanted to create this video, and we thought about doing them separately, and then we were going to try and film separately and combine them. And thank God, because we didn't do that, because we could barely figure this out. So, so we wanted to have this like 101 back to college Simply Filling video that you can go to, or anyone else in the future that finds Simply Filling, because I feel like it's this hidden gem of Weight Watchers. And again, people don't talk about it. It's this black sheep. So we wanted to have this video established for you guys. Simply Filling, what is it? Simply Filling is honestly much like Freestyle in that there is a list of foods that you can work off of, eat off of, without measuring, without counting. So what's different between Simply Filling and Freestyle is Freestyle, there are certain things that you still have to count points for. For example, Simply Filling allows you whole grain pasta, whole brown rice, different cuts of meat, and a lot of fat-free dairy, or all fat-free dairy, I think. So those things you'd have to count points for on Freestyle. So Simply Filling gives you a lot more freedom. And it was a program that I know back when it was Points Plus, I believe it was called Core. And then back with Smart Points, it was called Simply Filling. And then when they switched to Freestyle, they phased it out. I think they phased it out because Freestyle has a lot of the qualities of Simply Filling. It's just not the entire thing.
Yeah. I think they were trying to make Smart Points and Simply Filling like have a love child. And in a lot of ways, Freestyle is that, but it's not as good.
Yeah, I don't know.
Potatoes.
Yes, potatoes. That's a major. How did I forget that? Potatoes and not count them. My next thing that I wanted to talk about is who is it for? So I know a lot of people might be struggling on Freestyle because they have difficulty with this free reign concept. Like, I can eat all that I want of this thing and not have to track it.
Yeah.
If you have that issue, if you are a portion control, if you have trouble with portion control and, stopping yourself when you are full, then Simply Filling might not be for you, although I don't want to dissuade people from actually doing it. Absolutely try it, but just be honest with yourself and realize that that is something you have to, control for yourself. So,
and the good thing with Simply Filling, I feel like, is because you're eating whole grains and you're eating lean proteins, it is harder to get it's harder for me at least to overeat. Like I can't eat 2 pounds of brown rice. Like, it's really hard. I probably could potatoes, but but like it's harder for me. I feel more satiated. So like, I think it's doable if you and with Simply Filling, you can still follow like portion sizes.
Yeah.
They you don't have to with Simply Filling. You don't have to weigh and measure. But if you do struggle, then we totally suggest that you stick with your, cup measurements and your one serving and go from there.
Yeah. So I think Simply Filling is for everybody. It's just a matter of self-awareness. So you have to know how you deal with food.
Mm-hmm.
And if you can stop yourself, if you have that much accountability to yourself and awareness, then you're golden on Simply Filling. And I think you will probably enjoy it more than you do enjoy Freestyle.
Yeah.
If you struggle with Freestyle and the concept of that loosey-goosey, whatever you want to do with these things, then Simply Filling might also be that struggle for you.
Yeah. And you have more wider range of foods on the Simply Filling list than you do on Freestyle. So if you do struggle with that, you're going to have, like, if you could eat 6 potatoes, not suggestible, but you might want to not do Simply Filling because you don't have to track those. You can eat potatoes like crazy.
You can.
Yeah. All about it. Let's see. Sorry, I'm trying to do chat.
I think we're good on chat.
Okay. Let's see. The next one is how do you do Simply Filling in a world where Weight Watchers does not support it? It's not really talked about. They don't discuss it at meetings. It's like been blacklisted. So how can you do Simply Filling and be successful? There is tons of ways. We got all the trickery. One, it's going to be our informational videos because
Right.
we're going to be your spotlights to Simply Filling.
Right.
Also, there is amazing Facebook groups. I know of 2 that I am in, and we will have all these linked down below. It probably won't be until tomorrow because, let's be honest, I'm a mom, and I have to wait till this goes completely live before I can alter the down bar. So come back tomorrow to check. But Facebook groups where there's tons of information. They have lots of links. They have recipe videos, all that kind of stuff, as well as Instagram. I know a couple of Instagrammers who are doing Simply Filling as well. So just search that hashtag Weight Watchers Simply Filling. And then following the foods list to your own personal abilities would be my suggestions on how to do it without the dub.
Yeah. Obviously, and we're going to talk about the resources. I guess we can talk about resources right now. So the 2 Facebook groups, one of them I think is called Simply Filling
Followers.
No, Simply Filling My Weight Watchers Plan of Choice.
Yeah, it's super long.
Yeah, that's why I always struggle to remember it. And then there's another one that's, I think, straight up Simply Filling or something like that. But they are fantastic resources. They are so, I mean, they've been around for a really long time. I think one of them has 20,000 members in it.
Yeah.
So because you can't access this list anymore on Weight Watchers websites, if you don't already have a picture of it, like I do saved on my phone, the groups, the Facebook groups will definitely get you that information. They have, tons of photo albums and files and stuff that you can download and access to do Simply Filling. A lot of it as well, because you can't use the app to scan. You used to be able to scan things and it would show you a little green dot that said this is a Simply Filling food or a filling food. Yeah. Obviously that doesn't exist anymore. So that group as well, right? That group as well can answer questions about brands, specific brands that are Simply Filling, items that are Simply Filling food things. What I would caution you, they mean serious business in those groups. And I 100% agree with them meaning serious business. What I mean by that is if you ask a duplicate question, they have a moderator and they will delete your comment. Mm-hmm. So you need to do your research. And it says in their files that if you're asking this duplicate question, that shows that you're not doing the research. You're not doing your work to figure out the answer to the question. So they're for real.
You in there. They don't baby you in there. We'll probably baby you a little bit, but they don't baby you in there.
No, they don't. They don't. And I can appreciate that because I have some of that mentality, but I'll still be a little bit softer.
I remember when I first started Simply Filling and I went into the big group, I was scared to ask any question before searching in the group, like my keyword, because I was like,
yeah. So if you're unaware, on Facebook, if you're in a group, you can use the search bar at the very top to search for something. So yeah, in that specific group. So if you wanted to know if Joseph's pitas were Simply Filling, you could search Joseph's and it would pop up all of the posts that have comments or Joseph's in the original post as well as the comments. So
always check the announcements and the post and the files, because I mean tons of information. Tons.
Yeah. Absolutely. And we're going to each do a video on how to use the apps that are available to us to track your weeklies. So with Simply Filling, obviously there's that list of foods that you can eat without tracking, without measuring, without weighing. And then if there are foods that are not on that list, that are not considered Simply Filling, you're to use your weeklies to pay for them, basically. So you do have to track things that are not part of Simply Filling, and those come out of your weeklies. So we're going to each I think you're going to do a video on iTrack Bites and how to kind of work around that system. And I'm going to do one on the Weight Watchers app if you still have that and want to try it out.
Yeah, which is awesome because I feel like if you have either one of those apps having that information, because I think those are the only 2 apps you can follow the Weight Watchers plan on. I don't think there's anymore. So that's a good way for you to have a resource for if you pay for the app on Weight Watchers, although if you're on Simply Filling, you don't have to pay for it. And iTrack Bites you can also do it that way. And if you are on iTrack Bites or you're wanting to try Simply Filling or Smart Points, not Freestyle, you can do it for free on iTrack Bites. You don't have to pay unless you want to do Freestyle.
Karen said in the chat, if you Google Weight Watchers Simply Filling, the PDF food list pops up as the first option. That's awesome. So you can easily access it. Somebody else mentioned there's a great book available on Amazon called Eat What You Love that has Simply Filling recipes. Yeah, I think I have that book somewhere. But if you saw the state of my office, I have no idea where it is. And Susan had asked, do you get weeklies? Yes, you get your weeklies, and you get your normal amount of weeklies that you would if you were doing freestyle or if you were doing Smart Points.
On any program. Yeah. And it'll calculate those for you based on your weight and your height.
Yes, age.
Sure. Yeah.
Gender.
They're all the same anyway. I can't remember. It's been a long time since I've done Smart Points. But I think everyone gets the same amount of weeklies for the most part, unless you're like really close to goal, right?
I can't remember. I don't think so. I think they do vary quite a bit. I mean, I've always gotten the max, I'm pretty sure.
Me too. That's I'm pretty sure that even when I was like within like 20 or so pounds of my goal weight, I think I still got the same amount of weeklies. Because I remember panicking and thinking, oh gosh, I'm going to lose my weeklies.
Yeah, I think they can get down to like 24 is the minimum, but I'm not sure. Anyway, you'd use your weeklies, whatever you have assigned to you. That's still the amount that you would use.
Right. Okie dokie, let's see. Why do we love Simply Filling, Molly?
Let me count the ways.
Let me count the ways.
I was just thinking about this today. Today, my stomach has been hurting. And I was thinking about this chat and like coming on to do this video. And I was like, you know what? My stomach never hurt when I was on Simply Filling, ever. Because I was eating really clean stuff. I wasn't eating a lot of greasy stuff. I mean, I don't think it's a secret anymore that I have not been on plan, and I've been kind of floundering and wishy-washy the past couple of weeks. And with that comes poor choices, and my poor choices lead to not feeling well. So Simply Filling, I love it because it makes me feel so great. I remember specifically telling Celia about Simply Filling and saying, I feel so, and I don't know that there's a better word for this, but svelte. I feel so lean. Like, although I have weight to lose, I still feel like I'm not bloated. I'm not slowed down in any way.
You're running cleaner.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think that's my major reason why I love it so much. Just I feel so much better.
Yeah. I agree. I feel like I'm at my peak best when I'm on Simply Filling, and I don't think that means that you should never have like fun days where you don't, eat foods you enjoy.
Oh, girl.
But Simply Filling, 90% of the time, 100% happiness.
Yeah.
Like what I was thinking about earlier today is I'm out of points for the day. I've already calculated my day, but it was mid-afternoon and I'm like, I'm freaking hungry, man. Like I'm hungry. I've already had fruit today. I really don't want to eat another banana. And on Simply Filling, I never was hungry because you're eating those filling foods. You're feeling full and satiated.
You also don't have to think twice about having that snack to help you.
Yeah, like I can just go in the kitchen and get a bowl of Cheerios and be like, I'm eating. I'm hungry. I'm eating.
Mm-hmm.
And another great thing about Simply Filling, I've always, or at least in my experience with it, is that I feel like I'm learning to listen to my body for when I'm really hungry or if I'm just trying to eat something for some other reason. Like I felt like I was way more in tune of when I was actually full, when I really wanted something that wasn't like, I would always say to myself, am I hungry enough to eat a bowl of Cheerios? Because I think Cheerios are the most boring thing on the planet. So if I'm hungry enough to eat a bowl of Cheerios, I'm legit hungry and I will go and eat a bowl of Cheerios.
And I'm so excited to have Cheerios. I can't wait to like drink non-fat milk again and not have to count it.
You can put it if you want your coffee, like all of the milk in your coffee.
Oh my God.
I don't even need a tablespoon measure.
Exactly. That's another reason why I love it. Less dirtying of dishes.
Yes. We ain't got time for that, y'all. We've got small itty bitty babies. We ain't got time for more dishes.
No, please, no.
But yeah, you don't have to measure stuff. So I feel like I can eyeball a serving. I can be like, it's about a cup of rice. If it's a little bit, like I don't have to get psychotic with the food scale and be like, oh my God, it's like 5 grains of rice over. Like take 5 grains of rice out. I can just say it's about a cup,
Yep, exactly. What was I going to say? Oh man.
If you don't say it within the first 5 seconds, it's gone. Like your mom brain.
Literally.
Yeah.
I'm almost a vegetable here. What?
Especially at night. I feel like once baby is in bed, like just don't ask me any questions because I'll be like, what did you say?
Well, you have to I say deal with, but I don't mean it in a bad way. You have to deal with him all day, whereas I don't. She goes to daycare, and so I can't imagine.
I feel emotionally drained and physically
I'm sure.
drained at the end of the day. I'm like, and he's getting 4 teeth right now, and I'm like, if I survive these teeth, we're gonna be okay.
I remember the weekend where she got the 2 that came up at the same time was just 2 weekends ago. So
Well,
we could take some
buckle up
time.
for those top 4. Buckle up.
Oh gosh.
All right.
Is it Jabari? Simply Filling is the best tool available to learn how to eat intuitively. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
There's a lot of trust you have to have in yourself, and like Cherie said, listening to yourself. Oh my gosh. Oh, on Simply Filling, I also don't crave as much sugar.
Yeah.
I ate very little desserts when I was doing Simply Filling, and I didn't even want it. I was perfectly happy with my popcorn at the end of the night. You know what I mean?
I totally forgot about the sugar thing. That is
Yeah.
so true. I am a dessert beast. Like, mama needs dessert. I track that first in the morning. Like, mama needs it. But on Simply Filling, like I said, I am happy with like a bowl of Cheerios with a banana in it. I'm happy with some fruit. I'm happy with some popcorn and fruit. Like, I just make a little snack Simply Filling extravaganza, and I'm totally fine.
Mm-hmm.
And it's satisfying, and I don't crave the donuts that I usually do. And that's saying a lot because I like me a donut. So
It's Friday, donut day.
I already told my husband, I was like, triggering. I'm triggered by all of these donut day posts that are gearing us up tomorrow, and it's the first day of Simply Filling, and I definitely do not want to waste weeklies on a donut.
Gina said, "Is this a good plan if you're vegetarian?"
Oh yes,
so.
You can have tofu. Yeah, I think tofu.
Okay. Yeah.
Meatless crumbles, like a lot of. I can't remember.
A veggie boca burger is Simply Filling.
Yeah, and I think it's. You'll have to read the Simply Filling foods list, but they have a specific section that is for meatless meat.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's some grammage that it has to be under, and it's considered Simply Filling. So this is perfect for vegetarians because you can eat all the vegetables, all the beans, all the fruit,
grains,
greens, fake meats. Get it, girl. Vegetarian it up.
For sure. Oh my god! Again, I was going to say something and I forgot.
I didn't put this on the list, but I had a lot of fear, and I've always had a lot of questions about how to like tackle like real life situations when you're on Simply Filling. So like going out to restaurants or like life things, like not in your house. And it's possible. So don't panic. You can do it.
It is possible. Yep.
So
I think you have to have a lot more resolve than I do.
Yeah.
Usually, I'm not good in those situations at all.
Just don't leave your house. Just stay there.
Honestly, that's what I do. I just stay at home. I like limit my interaction outside.
Like, I can't come out tonight. I'm on Simply Filling.
Exactly. Why am I going to Disney tomorrow and not next Friday? Because I can not have to worry about Simply Filling at Disney.
But what I usually do in those cases is I either just use my best judgment, like try to make better choices, like the chicken or the veggies. But I also, if I'm really panicked about it and I don't want to stress, I just switch to points for that day. So just count points, and it's the same thing. You're same equal out. Now don't do it every day because then you're just triple dieting and you're just not going to lose any weight. But in a while, just count points for that day and then get back on Simply Filling the next day.
I was watching some old videos of our collab, and I think you and Jess were tracking your calories at the same time, and you noticed that you were far under, or even your points. I'm sorry, you were tracking your points while we were doing Simply Filling, although you were having a Simply Filling day, and you were far under your points.
Most of the time.
So I think, I'm not a chicken person. So if I was at a restaurant, I wouldn't go for chicken. I'd probably get really familiar with the other cuts of meat or like... or do a salad or something, or, and then like a brown rice or baked potato, because you can do that. And then you could just count a couple of points for like the butter or whatever you put on it. But
everything.
Yeah. We've got a couple of questions.
Simply Filling.
Huh?
Ketchup is Simply Filling.
Ketchup.
It's on the list.
Is Simply Filling.
I remember when I first started measuring my ketchup, and I was like, I'm never going to survive.
That's how I run you over. That's how I brought you over to the Simply Filling side. I said,
potatoes, come to us.
Guys, I promise I led with that. I said, Cherie, If this is not the plan for you, I don't know what is.
If anyone could live on potatoes and ketchup, it's you.
Do you feel like you lose weight at the same rate of speed on Simply Filling as opposed to the other Weight Watcher programs?
I feel like I lost it faster.
Okay.
I had like if I was Simply Filling all week, didn't overdo it, like really paid attention to portions, I lost at least 2 pounds. I think like I said, in February, I did Simply Filling all of the month of February. That is a short month, and I lost like 8.9 pounds that month.
Mm-hmm.
So I had a loss every week, and it was usually more than I would have lost on like Freestyle or maybe not Smart Points. Smart Points is really good, but definitely on Freestyle. I've struggled with Freestyle, which is weird.
Yeah. I hesitate to answer this question because I'm a really big believer in don't jump from diet to diet just so you can lose weight faster.
Yeah.
That really bothers me because that sounds like to me you're looking for a fad diet or something like that. You're not in it for, this is so cheesy, but you're not in it for the transformation like you should be.
Yeah.
I also wasn't working out, I don't think. Or maybe I was when I was doing Simply Filling. Honestly, I cannot remember.
That was over 2 years ago. Like that was another life, another time.
It was, honestly. Really. So I think I do remember losing like 2 pounds one week, which is what was good for me. I've also been able to lose that if I was working out really hard and following Freestyle. So,
and I think I was working out then too. I walked every morning, which
I think I did spinning a couple times. Like I wasn't.
I remember you spinning.
Huh?
I remember you spinning.
I love it.
I remember the shoes. I remember you talking about the shoes. The shoes. We should have like a whole chat on like what we remember from our before kid days.
Old school. Can you use coffee creamers? You can. You just have to count the points for them.
Yeah. That's why we said like if you like because you can have fat-free milk in whatever quantity you desire on Simply Filling. That's just what I use for coffee creamer. But I mean, you can put more in, so I feel like it equals out to a coffee creamer. You know, just use sugar-free syrup, fat-free milk.
Yeah, that's what I do.
Fat-free Ready Whip, 4 tablespoons of zero, bam, 0-point coffee.
I also I know that people, you know, if they can't have dairy, they're concerned is almond or soy or whatever, almond or cashew milk on the list. I don't think they're officially on the list. The answer that I got from the Weight Watchers chat when I asked that question for somebody is that there's not as much protein in almond or cashew milk as there is in regular milk. So that's why it's not on the list. But I hate this. I hate this phrase a little bit, but let your weight loss be your guide. So if you can make that swap and you're comfortable with it and you don't feel like it's affecting your weight loss at all, go for it. I think I want to say something else about what I love about Simply Filling.
I know. It's hard to not go off on the whole thing without reading other videos.
I'm trying to be really organized, but I read this in one of the Facebook groups this week when I was doing research. Some people will do Simply Filling, but also track their points, everything that they're eating to do that comparison. And then you're not doing Simply Filling anymore. Right. You're not, you know, if you're measuring, if you're weighing, you're not really doing the essence of Simply Filling. Yeah. And, you know, counting points and weighing and measuring seems more like a diet than Simply Filling feels like a lifestyle. Yeah. So I love Simply Filling because it feels like a lifestyle to me. It feels like I'm just going about my day. I'm not having to really, once you get into it and you get into your groove and you're really familiar with that list, you're golden.
And you can throw a meal together, meal prep on Sunday, and you can throw a meal together all week with just like an hour or two of meal prep. Yeah. Or less, depending on your meal prep skills. I'm real slow about it.
So yeah, can you use coffee creamers? You absolutely can. There's nothing that's off limits. If it's more than 0 point, then you just have to track it. So it's about what's important to you.
Yeah, and if it's something that's super important to you, I suggest to take if you know that you're going to be fulfilling, just take your weeklies, divide them by 7, and then give yourself those extra points every day. So like if you love peanut butter, allocate?
Yeah. Allocate.
And I was like, allocate? What did I just say? 6 points a day for those, or 3, whatever, for that peanut butter. And that is going to make you feel so satisfied, like you're really getting stuff. And then you don't have to worry about anything else. You don't have to track anything else for the day. Just that one thing that you love.
Yeah.
Just not 17 things you love.
Somebody else asked, and I think somebody answered it. Isn't there a certain amount of healthy fats you're allowed to
Yes.
have, like avocados and olive oil?
Yeah.
Two
You get 2
teaspoons.
teaspoons of oil a day. And if you're a rebel like some of us, you count other things as that healthy fat. And that again, let your weight loss be your guide.
Yeah. So avocados is not on Simply Filling. I hope that y'all don't just leave the chat immediately, but avocados is not on the Simply Filling food list. However, people will say a teaspoon of extra virgin olive oil is 1 point. So I'm going to measure a point of avocado and have that, or whatever. I'm going to measure my 2 oils as my avocado for the day.
Yeah.
I'm not all up in avocado like some people are. So, but well, I have to have my extra virgin olive oil, my grits every day. But
no, but that's another thing that I really appreciate about Simply Filling is because I feel like a lot of diets and even Weight Watchers are very fat-free, low fat, and then vegetarian stuff is, but I feel like that's because that's extra fun stuff that you could really go overboard on. But I love that in the Simply Filling mindset, they include healthy fats. Like you need that in your day. One serving, not deep frying your potato, of a healthy fat. I love that because I feel like they don't talk about that enough in your diet. You need fats to like absorb nutrients and do great things for your body. So
Karen said she's leaving the chat.
Wow. No. I have avocado diapers.
Yes, so you can have 2 teaspoons of oil or healthy fat, whatever you want to do. There are specific oils on the list. Not everything is considered like avocado oil, and I think coconut oil are not on that list. But again, you do you, boo. Whatever works for you, just track it.
I did ask about that once because I was like, an oil is an oil, but I can't remember what the reason was. But yeah, just follow your gut, literally.
Yeah. Honestly, somebody said I followed Simply Filling, or Cindy, I'm sorry. Cindy said I followed Simply Filling with y'all when you did the collab a few years ago. I lost a total of 50 pounds on Weight Watchers, and 10 to 15 of those were from following Simply Filling for a few weeks after being stuck. A lot of people choose Simply Filling to get over a plateau.
Yes, excellent.
Yeah.
And that's true because if you're going from, think about it. If you're stalled on the regular Weight Watchers program and you're eating the same kind of foods, the same, maybe a little more processed foods, and then you switch to more whole foods and you're eating more, whole foods, but like you're eating more intuitively. So maybe you're even eating less than you thought you were. Your body's gonna be like, oh, what are we doing? And then boop, plateau broken, Yeah.
I know with when I count points, I will often see how far I can bump that little thing up to get the max out of my point. Yeah. So with Simply Filling, again, because of the intuition and you just having to think about, what looks like enough to me, that can change that. You might be putting more on your plate by playing with that little doohickey in the app than you would be if you just put the app aside and did what you wanted.
Yeah. And I know we've already touched on this, but I honestly feel like Simply Filling teaches you a lifetime of skills. I feel like when we did Simply Filling that first time, even if I went back to Smart Points, it just sort of had my mindset different. Like, okay, yeah, brown rice is the same points as white rice, but brown rice is way more filling and it's way more healthy. I'm going to choose that. I think it teaches you how to eat better, and then you crave those things. I remember when I first started Weight Watchers, you wouldn't catch me with a vegetable. Like I go back and watch my old OG vlogs. Like you wouldn't catch a vegetable in my life.
I still don't do veggies,
but I do feel like Simply Filling opened my mind to a lot of vegetables because I was like, okay, I can't eat the same thing every day.
Yeah, no, I do vegetables. Okay, it's just a very, very few,
very limited few.
Yeah, selected.
I always tell people who say they don't like vegetables, because I used to really hate all of them, pick one a week and then cook it like 18 different ways, even if you have smothering ketchup, until you find a way you like it. That's not deep fried.
That's not deep fried. Although the air fryer, I feel like the air fryer is going to change our Simply Filling game a little bit.
You just blew my mind.
I know. I cannot wait to make tortillas, like tortilla chips in the air fryer.
Oh my God, it took forever in the oven.
It did. And they were still like sometimes, they had almost they didn't get stuck together, but like when you go to the restaurant and you pull out the chips and like they're stuck together and like the middles aren't done.
Yeah, and then it's soggy but chewy.
Yeah. So the air fryer, I feel like I'm going to do a video on that. Spoiler alert. Somebody said, just got here. Sorry if repetitive. What are your thoughts on having days you count points? We haven't talked about that, I don't think. What are your thoughts on having days that you count points? Like switching back and forth.
I think, well, okay, so here's my opinion. If you are doing it like every other day, then I feel like you're not doing either diet justice.
No.
But I feel like if you're going, but I feel like if you're in a situation where it's literally almost impossible to be simply filling, or it's too stressful to be simply filling, then just track points for that day or that weekend if you're going away or something and you do want to stay on track. I'm a big proponent of it's vacation, I'm vacationing. But if you're going and you're like, I really want to stay on track, I don't want to go crazy, but I can't, food prep and grill my own chicken and all this kind of stuff, just count points for that weekend and then get right back in it like the next day. And I will say that that's something else is I feel like in the past when I do my vacation mode and I'm not tracking and I'm living my best life, coming back to simply filling is way easier than coming back to points. Coming back to points felt a little bit like I was being punished. I was like punishing myself for the fun I just had. But simply filling, I was just like, hey, I'm going to eat breakfast. I'm going to have grits. I'm going to have eggs. I'm going to have potatoes. I can have whatever I want. And then I'm right back in it.
Yeah.
Love it. And it's de-bloating. So, you're feeling all bloated from your fun times. Simply filling. Bam, bam.
Honestly. I agree. I don't think if switching back and forth, switching to points makes me go to processed foods more. I feel like if you're switching to points, you're probably eating more processed foods. And because of the Simply Filling list and how extensive it is and all of the things that that are on there and that you can pick from, I just feel like if I go to points, I'm going for processed stuff. I'm going for bad stuff.
Yeah.
I'm going for things that really need to be done in moderation that aren't really the best for me. It happens, 100% happens, and is totally fine that it happens, that you need a smart points day or whatever. Yeah, smart points. That you need a points day. It's 100% fine. I don't plan on, when we do this adventure, I don't plan on going back and forth.
My only worry is July 4th because I'm going to be going to an out of town thing. That's my only bump in the road until the end of July.
Make a macaroni salad, make a pasta salad.
I've already been thinking about it. I'm like, I'm going to make a quinoa salad. I just posted a cook with me on it. That's Simply Filling if you take out the honey. So, bam.
Yeah. Lou said when Core was launched in 2000, it was totally fine to jump from one program to the other, but they did suggest you did it for a week at a time. Yeah. I think, yes, agree.
That makes total sense. Because if you yo-yo on any diet, like let's say you're keto one day and then you're eating carbs, you're not going to see any progress. But if you're sticking to one most of the time, but then in an emergency jump into the other, I think that's totally fine.
Yeah. If you think about your lifestyle and this how you want to live your life, I always think about, when I think about my life and how I want to live it and who I want to be when I grow up, I think about like the runners that are coming home from their morning run and they're coming home to their beautiful house and they're just like, I'm going to have something good for me for breakfast. I don't know. Anyway, so I feel like when I think about my lifestyle, I don't know. I just Simply Filling is the best. I lost my train.
I feel like a health guru when I'm doing Simply Filling because my cheeses are delicious. They're filling. They're beautiful. They're Instagram worthy. Get it.
I feel like it is a lifestyle compared to, I love Weight Watchers and I need Weight Watchers to, I need a plan to follow. But I think that Simply Filling is a lot more of a lifestyle than points and counting and all of that is.
And that's another, since you mentioned that, I feel like when I look at my life in the long run, like after I've lost the weight, I'm at maintenance. I don't really see myself wanting to count points until I'm 90. Like I want to be at a point at some point where I can maintain and eat in a healthy way most of the time and then maintain my weight. And I think Simply Filling is that. I think that's something that I could do long-term for my life, make those choices, reach my goals, and then extend and keep going,
Yeah. Somebody said, just joined. I hope I can watch from the beginning later. Yes, you can. We're going to save it. It's going to be on Sheree's channel.
Yeah.
When are you both starting?
Tomorrow.
Friday. Sheree is starting Friday. I'm starting Monday. I'm doing the classic start on Monday thing.
Well, my weigh-ins are on Fridays because I'm a have fun on the weekends kind of girl. So I weigh in on Fridays. So all my weeklies start over on Friday. So I'm just going to start. And honestly, I still have tons of stuff from Simply Filling in February, like in my freezer. Like I've got compliant stuff. So I'm just going to jump in tomorrow, do my grocery this weekend, and then we're in it to win it.
Yeah, I have a really busy weekend coming up. So I'm going to need to start Monday.
That's fine.
And then I'm going to also start my workout up again.
I'm going to actually work out maybe.
I'm falling apart, literally. I mean, this video is not about working out, so we won't talk about it.
Yeah, I feel like, honestly, motherhood has ruined me in many ways. I love it, but like my body is destroyed.
Yeah. Anything else?
Yeah, any more questions in the chat? I think we covered everything in the 101. And we're going to do a bunch of, well, not a bunch, but we're going to do more collab videos that are like recipes and tippy tips and stuff we've learned along the way. We've got Molly is like queen of ideas here. She's got an epic list. And we're gonna be smashing it for you guys. So we're gonna and we're gonna make it a playlist. I might see if there's a way we could double share videos so that you could have a playlist on your channel as well, so you don't have to direct people. You know what I mean?
Okay.
We're gonna Google how to do that.
Jabari said, "How long will you guys be doing it?"
For the rest of my life. I'm just kidding.
Honestly, I don't have an end date in mind.
Yeah, I have. We have a big vacation, a full 7 days coming up at the end of July. I'm definitely 150% not dieting that week. So I'm going to do it up until then and then probably jump right back in when I get back.
Yeah. I think, I've been meaning to say this. So back when we did our original collaboration with Simply Filling, I said that I truly feel like you need to do points for a little bit. You need to measure and weigh before moving to Simply Filling, just because you need to kind of have that eye for stuff, an eye for a portion. So when I came back to Weight Watchers after Peyton, I went back, I tried to do Simply Filling by myself and it just wasn't, I didn't have the discipline to do it. So I went back to meetings and I went back to points and I've done that. And I feel like I need this now for the long haul. Yeah.
Yeah, I totally agree.
Oh, she's in it for life. All right, girl.
Yeah, I really feel like this is a plan that I could do forever.
Yeah, absolutely.
With like vacations and stuff, but I feel like it's a forever plan for me. I've always loved it since we did it that first time. I think I'd have to go back and double check, but I'm pretty sure I lost a majority of my weight doing Simply Filling.
You did it, yeah. I mean, you did it for a really long time. I
think I did it for like 6 months before baby. I can't remember. That was, again, another lifetime, another person. But
Miss Beth asked, "What types of meat do you eat?"
You can have, what's your meat? You can have lean protein, basically. So chicken, all seafood that isn't fried or cooked in butter. There is lean. You can have like 96% lean ground beef.
93.
93. Oh, I always get 96. I'm like, less fat is better. But yeah,
I'm like, girl, I'm gonna have beef. I'm gonna have beef instead of turkey. Heck yeah.
Yeah. I'm like, why would I kill myself with turkey when I get a beef?
Yeah.
You can have turkey as well. But I think it's anything 93 and higher is Simply Filling. And then of course chicken and shrimp and basically all the meats except for.
You can also have things like game, venison, things like that. I don't pay attention to that part of the list, but it is there.
Yeah. If you have specific questions on foods, I'll try and see if I can find a link to the thing to pop in this down bar that'll take you straight to the list. But if you follow me on Instagram, I have a copy of it in my highlights under Simply Filling. And then also you can just Google it, but it has like exact criteria for like lunch and protein, and unmeat meat and all that.
Has to be under so many grams of fat, has to be within so many calories. Like there are rules within that list, but I don't want that to be scary to anybody, because once you figure it out and if you follow the list, always go back to the list, because you'll be looking at things, picking up items, and you can't scan them anymore.
Yeah.
Go back to the list. Does it fit within this criteria?
Yeah.
So My phone died, so I can't check the chat anymore.
Okay. Oh no, I know mine's like on 1%.
Oh no.
And you can't and it's the same way with like baked goods. So like there's a criteria for breads. I don't know if the lists in the groups on Facebook, which again will be linked down below once this video goes live, probably tomorrow. They have a whole list of like the breads you can eat, the wraps, what the criteria is for that, and specific brands, which is super helpful because then you don't have to think about it, you know, math science.
Yeah.
But yeah, we'll have all those resources for you guys down below. And then of course you guys can watch our vlogs and see what we're eating because we like all of those things.
Yeah.
Bread and meats.
Any final questions before we
Locomotive.
we've been at it almost an hour, although we had the late start, but
yeah. We figured it out this time. Well, yes, I guess we'll go ahead and end the chat. But yeah, so follow us along on this journey. Molly's gonna do videos on her channel. I'm gonna do it on mine. We'll be cross videoing and collabing, and there's gonna be a lot of information.
Yeah.
And I think it's going to be a great resource for if it's something you've always wanted to try, if it's something you just heard about because we just mentioned it, or if it's something you've tried in the past. And I'm hoping that we can make this a huge resource for people who want this to be their plan of choice.
Yeah. Yep. Just so you know, videos that I have thought of or ideas that I've come up with and I want to produce for you guys. I want to do like top 5 snacks, breakfast, lunch, dinners, that sort of thing, like my go-to stuff. I think that would be one of the collaboration videos we do where we can get a lot of ideas out there for you guys.
Yeah.
A frequently asked questions or a Q&A.
For sure.
Although we're doing this, I think the last time we did the collab, I said I was going to do a Q&A and I never did. So I'm going to do that.
We're definitely doing it now.
Yeah. Cook with me's, daily vlogs, of course. We're going to do the app videos, swaps, staples, lots of stuff. And are you gonna be posting on your stories, I'm assuming, of like stuff you're eating? Okay.
And I'm gonna add anything Simply Filling related. If you follow me on Instagram, I'm gonna put into my highlights that I already have for you guys so that you can easily find it. I'm all about easy clicking.
Mm-hmm. I'm just getting into like Instagram. I mean, not Instagram, but stories and highlights and all that sort of stuff.
I'm surprised how much I like it. I love it.
Okay.
All right, guys. Well, thank you guys so much for tuning in, and we're excited for this adventure, and we'll see you guys on our channels.